Hello, this is the super quick summation of the Romanesque assignment, the Romanesque Art and Architecture assignment. Everybody did a really good job, and almost everybody hit on two important innovations from Charlemagne, his time, or at least from the Carolinian Renaissance, which included currency and education. However, I do want to clarify that Charlemagne does not invent money. Okay, money has been around almost as long as human civilization has been, but he does standardize it. So in effect, that standardization also helps in bolstering the economy and helping to create that unified Europe, because now everybody's sharing the same currency, which makes trade a lot easier. But in terms of how the art and architecture reflects the time, is to look at the medieval world and what you've learned about it and apply it. And I'm going to post a couple of good responses to that to let you take a look at those. And I would like to just kind of sum up those things. There are three big things, and as long as you hit on at least one of them with any insight, then you did fine. But those are, one, that the art and architecture actually educate, because what they do is take an illiterate population and just show them the stories of the Bible, or what they need to know in terms of the time period. It's an educational tool. The second thing is that it is a real, very important safeguard in an era that was very ravaged by war. So the architecture is going to reflect that militaristic environment and cultures, I should say, that have been a long time at war. So when you have that happen, your architecture is going to be very militaristic, blocky, chunky, little window embrasures, smaller doors, all things that are easily defensible, which again, many of you explored in great detail, which was great. And many of you talked about the pilgrimage routes and how the churches were built to accommodate pilgrims. That's also a really great answer. And somebody, I forget who, actually discussed the idea that mosaics as an art form and frescoes meant that they were a lot harder to steal. So that too I thought was very interesting. Not something I'd actually thought of in those terms, so that was a really good point. And a last idea here to throw out is that, remember that these early Romanesque churches were often converted from the old Roman basilicas and other, Roman foundations. So we literally have a medieval world that's built on the foundations of Rome. And so that's why, both literally and figuratively, think of Rome as being the society that undergirds much of the medieval at this time. So those were the kinds of things I wanted you to think about in terms of how the art and architecture actually reflects the world around it. But otherwise, it was a really good answer from everybody, and most of you caught on to the fact that the innovations that Charlemagne brings and that happened then throughout the Carolinian Renaissance really helped to create Europe as we know it, a modern Europe. So I think that's it. So I hope that was quick enough. I hurried, and if you have any other questions, please let me know in the virtual office. Thanks.